I am the funky militant Hadari Jones. The tribe's in here.
Yay.
What it do?
Tell them who you are.
G Jones.
It's D-Mac here.
And Ahmad.
Make sure you checking us out each and every Sunday night. We're here. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at the Garage Apartment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sunday night, another episode.
We in here.
Gentlemen, how was your week?
Made it through.
Week was good.
I can't complain, but I will anyway.
It ain't gonna do no good.
No, it's not.
No way. So we had some good games. We had some things switch it up. Right? We had some upsets in the NFL. We had some crazy things going on. But you know what they say, if it don't make dollars and it don't make sense. So I give you a penny for your thoughts. What's your 2 cents? D, what's your 2 cents?
My 2 cents. To start it off, it's gonna be about the Texans. Contender, pretender. Been having this conversation with several different people. Before today, I was quite convinced we were a low-key contender. Thus, we could beat the teams that we're supposed to beat and probably not beat the Patriots and the Rams or things like that. After today, I'm a little nervous. Because this was a team, one of the better games that we've had in the entire stretch, and we did not pull it out. Watson could have played a lot better, in my opinion.
Very sad result.
Well, you know, y'all left me standing alone. You know, last week we said pretender or contender, and I said pretender, and y'all said contender, and I mean, I ain't gonna do told you so, because I don't want to do told you so. I don't want to do that. That doesn't benefit me in any way. However,
I'm still not ready.
I will say this.
I mean, though,
they had two significant games this season. One in week 1, and then the one today, and they've come up short both times. Is that not the characteristic of a pretender?
Not in my opinion, because the week 1 they were not expected to win. They were not the favorite. They were not even supposed to be in the game in most people's opinion.
Jacksonville is a pretender.
Jacksonville is a pretender. Jacksonville was a game away last year, and now they are erupting to the point where they're literally fighting on the field.
No, I mean, a pretender. No,
Jacksonville ain't
they're
no pretender because they're not contending for anything.
Man, everybody who said on ESPN, Fox Sports, all them new sports people that said Jacksonville is going to win that division because of what happened.
Yeah, but that was preseason. We're saying now, at this point in the season,
and they still.
So now, as of right now, we have in the AFC in the playoff contention. You have
they shut out Indianapolis.
Of course, you have the division leaders. You have the Chiefs. You have the Texans. You have
say that again.
The
Patriots and Pittsburgh, right?
Yes, who is now losing to Oakland.
Who is losing
14
to
17.
And then the wild cards, you have the Chargers and. Is it Baltimore? Or did they lost today? Did they just drop?
Denver was
Baltimore's still in there.
So now, out of those 6 teams, at this very moment, the ones who are in position to make the playoffs, who are the pretenders, meaning are not really don't really have a chance at winning a championship at all, and who are the true contenders? I say the Texans are pretenders.
Would you say they're the only ones out of that group that you mentioned? That's absurd.
Because if Pittsburgh loses to Oakland, that would have been what?
If
3
Pittsburgh
losses
loses
straight?
to Oakland, that means nothing. Let me tell you
3
why.
straight losses?
Because if Pittsburgh gets a first-round home game,
which they would have to take from us.
No, they win their division. They get a first-round home game.
We have a better
If they win their division, yes, but the Texans get their home game and Pittsburgh gets their home game.
You're right.
If Pittsburgh gets a first-round home game, nobody's beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
What?
Who's beating Pittsburgh? Well, San Diego maybe. I'm sorry. L.A. Chargers maybe.
Denver will beat Pittsburgh.
Denver's not making the playoffs.
I mean, hey, I'm just telling you who could beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
So how much better do you think the Chargers are than the Texans?
Right now, they might be better than the Texans. Let me tell you why.
Please do. Because Melvin Gordon's not there.
Of course, if we break down the rosters, the Texans have a much better roster. They have much better talent. But again, when it comes down to schedules and games of significance, the Chargers have won more of those games. Again, the Texans have beat bad teams. They've almost beaten last place teams.
Texans have beat the teams that they are supposed to play.
Any team, right? They beat you. Yes, you beat who shows up on your schedule. You play who shows up on your schedule. But everyone who has showed up on their schedule, out of the ones who have shown up on their schedule, how many of those were winning teams?
A dub is a dub is a dub.
They can't control that. So I
No,
mean,
what I'm saying to you is-
their schedule was not the hardest in the league.
Exactly. So
But
what
their
I'm saying to
schedule
you
was also
is,
not an 8-3 schedule.
but we're talking about pretenders versus contenders. So what I'm saying to you is, if you have only 3 winning teams on your schedule,
They've had a
and
pretty
you've
easy
lost to
schedule.
those 3
Very much
winning
so.
teams on your schedule, are you really a contender?
They played the AFC East this year. They had an easy schedule.
Yes.
They have had thus far.
Hey,
And the AFC North.
Pittsburgh plays the Browns twice.
Yes, they do. Have they
Patriots
lost to the
play.
Browns twice?
They've tied
Patriots
once.
have the worst division in football.
And as of right now, they're losing to Oakland.
I'm not disputing any of that part.
So,
What I'm saying is we talking pretenders versus contenders.
them boys from, I'm sorry.
So out of those 6 teams,
But let me-
are the Patriots not better than the Texans?
The Patriots?
But
I don't know. They
my
lost.
My problem is that it sounds
They
like
lost
you're
to-
downing
They
the
lost to
Texans
Miami.
due to
They lost to a team that the
schedule.
Texans beat.
And Patriots cannot have played that much more of a difficult schedule than the Texans.
No, I'm not downing them because of their schedule. I'm saying that the teams that were actually
Adar,
good teams,
the
they
Pa-
lost to.
Adar, the Patriots lost to the team that
The Patriots did lose today.
Lamar Miller ran 99 yards to the house.
This is true, but this was did the Patriots were on the road.
What that
1
mean?
point.
That
That's the
means a
Patriots.
lot.
No.
All
stop
of that
it.
plays hand.
Guess what?
There you go.
Guess what? Guess what?
Carson.
Guess what? They had Rob Gronkowski playing safety on the last play.
That didn't work out well.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Now, I will say this, though, about the Texans. If they do they are setting themselves up for things to be very beneficial for them. If they get a number 2 seed, a first-round bye, and a home game, that is by far the best position they have ever had.
Let the chips
Plus-
fall.
And considering the talented team that they do have, and they are a difficult team to beat at home.
Plus, they need to get their slot receivers healthy.
Several of them.
Yeah,
But
Joe Webb played today.
Pittsburgh can't come into Houston and beat Houston.
No.
Joe Webb played
No.
today. Played
Joe
some
Webb
receiver.
did play there. The Patriots don't come in. The Patriots can't come into Houston and beat Houston.
I mean, I'm sure.
Houston can go to Pittsburgh and win, though.
I mean, anybody could come.
The Chiefs don't come into Houston and beat Houston.
Anybody could.
not like we have
That's
Oh,
what I'm
man.
saying. So are they not a pretender?
Oh,
We just named the 6 teams that are in the playoffs, and we've named the 5 of them who are also in the playoffs are better than the Texans.
But can the Texans go to Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh?
No.
Boy,
No.
stop it.
You saying they can?
Yes, that's the whole point,
Pittsburgh
bro.
can't beat Oakland right now.
There's a good quarterback. There's a good
Pittsburgh can't beat
good
Oakland
wide
right now.
receiver. Great defense.
They are losing to Oakland right now.
But okay, now we watched the game today, right?
We did.
When the Texans don't get pressure on the quarterback, they get dominated. Because they refuse to come out their zone. They don't blitz
And-
anybody.
and they were
as
poor
good as Andrew
today.
Luck, as good as Andrew Luck is, There's no way you can allow him time to pick your zone away. So you telling me Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger, if you give him time, he's not going to beat that zone?
No, I'm saying if the Texans play poorly, which they did, then they will lose. But they will lose to the Browns or to the Giants if they play poorly.
They play poorly against good teams. That's what I'm saying. They look like they're good enough to beat the mediocre teams, but they're not good enough to beat the good teams.
Ben Roethlisberger will still give you 2 interceptions.
This is true.
So,
Any given Sunday, sir.
Do the Texans score off of those 2 interceptions?
yes.
Yeah, field goals count, right?
I don't think the Texans can beat the Chargers. I don't think the Texans can beat the
We
Chargers.
can definitely beat the Chargers.
I mean,
We'll be
beat the
up by
Chargers.
7 with Phillip Rivers having the ball with 50 seconds left, and defense just got to do what they got to do. Oh, Mari about that 200 again.
come on, man. So now we're going to have to hear the Dallas Cowboys fans.
Mario out here pushing off.
Oh, man.
That was not a push off, though?
But the Eagles
They didn't
just
call
scored
it.
too,
I know,
so
they didn't call that. Wow.
This is
That's
okay.
crazy.
But yeah, we digress. So the pretenders, okay.
So
Do
we
I
have the Texans, pretenders. I say Pittsburgh's a pretender.
say Pittsburgh's a pretender. I say the Chargers are technically a pretender. I
'Cause
say you got
Pittsburgh doesn't want to go into Baltimore. They don't want to do
I
that.
agree with that.
Baltimore
I agree with that
lost
100%. Baltimore lost to the
Baltimore
Chiefs,
did
though.
lose.
Yeah, they did. but
Baltimore has
In overtime.
quarterback controversy.
Did they say what?
In
Do
overtime.
they have a quarterback
They
controversy?
have a quarterback controversy.
Well,
Meaning
they
what?
do.
When Joe Flacco comes back?
Joe
what?
Flacco's ready.
So
Joe
how's the
Flacco's
controversy?
ready
That
because
means Joe
he's-
Flacco's going to
Joe
play.
Flacco's still on the
RG3 is
bench.
ready.
RG3 is ready.
Dark
He's
skin,
got
ready
2
for a
snaps.
haircut. That's what RG3
dark skin Sammy Sosa. Dark skin Sammy Sosa is ready, bro.
Oh,
Man, messing up that man's style, man.
man, come on.
Dark skin Sammy Sosa is
You
definitely
look at
ready.
him and be like, man, he ain't
RG.
from Texas. He can't be from Texas. What swag is that?
That's
From the
that
valley,
Baylor
man.
swag. That's that Baptist swag.
That Baylor swag. You see where that gets you, right?
Oh, Amar.
Yes, sir.
What's your 2 cents, young sir?
My 2 cents. Well, my 2 cents. I figured out that and I don't know if everybody else feels that way, but the Heisman Trophy. Congratulations to Kyler Murray.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
I guess he deserved it. I mean, but
Where is he from?
he's from Allen.
Oh, so he's from Texas, too.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Can't
And
stop
congrats
us.
to all the other candidates as well.
Can't
Yeah.
stop us.
So he's won the Heisman Trophy. Number one, I mean, does anybody care about the Heisman Trophy anymore? Because I didn't.
I mean, I haven't for a while.
I wasn't excited about this crowning. However, I am still. I mean, you know, beginning of the season, we always want to know who's going to win the Heisman.
But they weren't even involved. The
So
people
you
that
telling me
won
at
it
the
weren't
beginning of the
even
season?
on the preseason list.
Who?
The people, Kyler Murray and
Kyler Murray
Kyler
started
Murray
the
was-
season
he
on the
started
preseason.
preseason.
Tula Alpha Whopper.
Yeah, Tua also.
He started on
Tua,
the
Tuga, yeah.
They wasn't the
Tuga-
favorites. It was the
Tuga-
West Virginia guy that was supposed to win.
Well, and he came up short this year. He didn't play well.
Will
No.
Greer?
He's skipping the bowl game to go straight.
Did you see that? Did you see that? He is skipping the ball.
Well, more and more kids are doing that, and they
but
should.
Yeah, usually they're linemen, they're linebackers.
And they
Well,
should.
no, usually it's the ones who gonna get real money.
If
Like
you-
Mr. Ed Oliver, he needs to skip this bowl game.
If I was projected 3rd round, I might skip the Peach Bowl
I am too. That's what I'm saying. I ain't playing for no
or the
national
Armed Forces
championship.
Bowl.
I'm
What's
not
the
playing
point?
for a national
You wanna play
championship.
the
I'm not
pinstripe?
playing in that
Yeah,
game.
if you're
You
not
gonna
in
go get all this money, and then I'm taking the risk of getting hurt and mess up my chances at money.
Exactly.
Man, please.
Nah, no way.
The school ain't for to pimp me like that. Not,
Not
any
at all.
further.
Not at all.
Not any further.
Yeah, it's not. It's an exhibition match. It's not even a competitive game. What does it matter?
But
Any of the other bowls if you're outside of the college football playoff.
But now, okay, now say
it's lost its luster. The Heisman, it's definitely.
I
Lost
want to say,
Very
so
much
now
so.
if you're a Heisman Trophy winner, but you're not playing for a national championship, do you still play in that bowl game?
No.
Although rarely does that happen.
Well,
the
I
only
mean,
time I
Heisman,
think that
you
happened
might-
was
it's
what
on your
Tim Tebow.
draft.
Yes,
Tim
I do
Tebow
that
when he
because
won
I'm
his
still.
Heisman.
I still
not
need to
gonna
get
be
drafted.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
I mean, but underclassmen win the Heisman now.
I think that's
All
why
the
it
time.
diminished. I honestly think.
Oh yeah.
Is
Come
that-
on, Eagles.
That's not Ertz.
Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
Hurts. That's go.
That doesn't help me at all.
I thought he fumbled.
That don't help me in fantasy.
That's go
though.
Hurts.
I need that to be okay. Bring it back and throw it to Zach Ertz.
Let's go Hurt.
Bring it back and throw it to Zach Ertz.
Let's go Hurt.
Flag
This
on the
is
Eagles.
becoming a very good game here, though.
Yeah.
Is
But
Are
it-
they
is
calling
on
it
the
back?
Eagles?
They calling it back?
How'd they call him?
hopefully,
Yeah, 'cause they
because I
not
need Zach
celebrating.
Ertz.
Zach Ertz.
But
ain't
no,
playing.
because Carson
What do you
Wentz
mean
can
he's not playing?
celebrate as well.
What are they calling?
Who cares what they call it as long as
Because
it's
he's
on the
a
Eagles?
tight end, bro.
We're watching
Oh,
Eagles Cowboys.
Oh, they're going to call targeting. Damn it, that's going to count. Okay,
We're watching
well.
Eagles Cowboys, and it
sorry
looks
about
like
that.
the Eagles just
That dude came with a flying elbow.
bust a big play.
Pass
Oh no,
interference
they
on
are
the
calling it
offense?
on the Eagles.
Oh,
Are they really?
On a tight end. What's the tight end supposed to do?
Oh, that is.
But what about this? Boosh, that's straight to the face. They got to call that. It's the top of the helmet to the face.
But no, they
That's
all
not-
set. Oh, that means they still got to replay the call, huh? Who are they calling this
So-
on?
They
Anyway,
called it on, yeah.
So now,
Well, right there, he gets his helmet knocked off.
Twice.
All he did was a nice
And it
swim
got ripped
technique to get
at
off the line.
end of
That shouldn't
Heisman
have been on him at
diminishes.
all.
I think it's because,
And it
like
was
you
straight
said,
on him.
because so many underclassmen are winning it now. You can't sit here and tell me that the underclassmen are the best players in the nation. And they might very well
They
be.
usually don't do well in the next level.
But I also think
I mean, but
it
that's
is-
always
the
been the
problem.
case. It's always been the case, but we always cared about the Heisman. I mean,
I also
First
think
it
it is. Also, I think people then kind of got to. They realize like the Heisman is not naming the best player in the
it's
nation
not.
anymore.
It's not.
Like I said, it has become an offensive award now. It's just like winning the Maxwell Award or
It's become winning the Davy O'Brien.
the
It's a
Davy
quarterback.
O'Brien Award.
It's
Exactly.
a quarterback award.
It's only for offensive players. Now I remember there used to be a time when the Heisman used to name the best player in
And
college
you'd at least
football.
throw a defensive player in there, just
Man, it's a coronation of certain schools' players, man. That's all it is. It's a coronation. It's the same school, same position players.
No, I say that about the national championship because they keep giving it to the same team.
man.
What, the
Same
SEC
conference.
championship?
I mean, but what else
that-
can
basically you can say SEC championship game number 2. That's what you can say.
Well, I mean, if those are the best teams,
Oh, stop it!
as
You're not
voted
gonna
by
sit
the
here-
committee and the computer.
First off, they need to stop calling it a playoff. You can't say it's a playoff and you pick the teams.
Yeah, because you don't really play in.
You're not playing in.
But
How you playing off?
The 4 they pick are playing in to the championship.
How is it a playoff and
I mean,
it's subjective?
wasn't Central Florida, were they undefeated this year?
Yes, they were. Weren't they last year too?
Yeah.
Did they win their bowl game last year? They
Uh-huh.
crowned themselves national champions
Yeah.
and still are undefeated.
Didn't want to take it.
And Oklahoma's lost 2 games.
You know what I'm saying? You can't at least give them a chance. Let them play against somebody and see.
Yeah.
Because see, what it really is they're going to be mad somebody wins. Let U of H a couple of years ago. Now, I don't know if they could have won a national championship, but they definitely could have played for a playoff.
No. They're going to be mad when you only bring 15,000 fans.
That's the thing.
Right, this is true.
That's
I
the deal.
agree.
They're going
But
to be
get
mad
your
when
$5
everybody
million
doesn't want to
pot.
watch. It's like did you read the stuff about the Pac-12 championship game?
But that game
It
was
did-
horrible.
But it was the game that the Pac-12 didn't want.
But you knew it was also bad.
And nobody showed up.
First off,
Nobody.
the weather was bad too. It snowed.
It's in Santa Clara in November. You should expect it to be.
Actually, it was
Little
in.
chilly.
It's in Santa Clara. It was at Levi's.
Oh, that's
It's-
right. I'm
it-
thinking
it's
about.
cold.
I'm thinking about the Washington State game.
Yeah, it's cold in Northern California. Oh, yeah, it didn't snow there.
Yeah,
it was
it did.
cold,
It
but it's
snowed
cold
at that
in
game.
Northern
It snowed in
California this
temperature.
time of year. Everybody knows that, but it was Utah, who I still call it the Pac-10, but I can't believe they're Utah and Washington.
They
I
belong
mean,
in the Pac-12 though.
they're who? Utah? Utah belongs in the WAC or the Mountain West.
no.
But I know what you mean.
Right, they definitely can't be in no other conference.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna set the conferences up.
But
like
I don't
that.
think even it was a matter of the game. I thought the first off, you knew it was bad when they're playing on a Friday night.
Yeah, I know.
Your
That's the
championship
bad
game
thing.
is playing on a
That's-
Friday
Yeah,
night.
that's MAC
So
champ.
you're already setting yourself up.
That's MAC championship game night.
That lets you know off the top.
Yeah.
We
But
trying to hide you, brother.
yeah, but I mean, for me, the Heisman's lost its luster. I remember, I remember being, sitting there in front of it. But
I know.
y'all had to tell me who won. I didn't even think about it. I was like, really? Oh, yeah, okay. But I used to watch the whole ceremony. It used to be interesting. I don't know. It's just not what it used to be. I don't care about the Heisman anymore. They might as well just put it on that night before when they do all the other awards and just have everybody there.
But is that the new trend, or is it just simply that nobody really just? amazed people. Like I remember a couple of years ago. I take that back. It wasn't a couple of years ago, but Reggie Bush, Vince Young.
That was 12 years ago.
That's quite a while ago. But everybody wanted to know which one of them were gonna win it because the dudes were amazing.
Yeah, and that's the last year I cared.
That's also
because
the last
the following
time.
year was another USC dude.
That's also the same time. That's also the last time, like, really very good teams with very good players were competing.
Well, I mean,
it's being dominated by.
No, Kyler Murray's a very good player on a very good team. It's just that, Miss America pageant used to be worth a lot to the country at one point. I mean, now nobody cares. So, I don't know. It's just not what it used to be.
So how much is it an oversaturation of access to the information? Like, just.
I don't know. It's just lost its luster to me, man. Maybe it's me. Maybe young people care about it, but I doubt it.
I mean, it's always good to be able to call yourself a Heisman Trophy.
No, it's a fantastic honor, but is it what it used to mean?
It doesn't even generate you more money now, though.
That's
it used crazy.
It doesn't.
Until you do the
you won the Heisman, you were almost a number one pick, guaranteed.
Yeah,
now they be like, all right, you won the Heisman, but can you catch this ball? Because I'm not letting you play quarterback.
Right.
As shown by the Heisman Trophy winner is going to play baseball.
Go play baseball. Charlie Ward went to play basketball.
He's going to ride buses through crazy cities as opposed to be a NFL quarterback.
Well, he was a first-round pick, though. He was a 7th pick, so
but it's baseball.
He's going to make the 40-man roster. I mean, they gave him a lot of money. Now, he needs to.
So, wait, he's playing. It has been said. Scott Boras said he is playing baseball in the spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what does that do?
Well, he's won the Heisman, right? And
I think I hear some things churning.
So that's one big accomplishment, and then I think that he wanted to have a chance at the national title, which he does since they're in the playoff.
Right.
In the event that he wins or even, he places well.
Because he was an extremely high pick.
Yeah, for baseball, when you got 6,000 rounds. To be a first-round draft pick in baseball.
First-round draft pick in baseball is amazing.
You're top 1% of top 1% of the top 1%.
Right. But I don't remember him being that dominant in baseball. But
he's fast.
Yeah, he's fast. Speed
I
kills
can tell you this, but I watched a lot of Big 12 baseball because I'm a Texas Longhorns fan.
Yeah, I do too.
So
it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Is college
I
baseball.
Can tell you, look, I've seen him play a couple of times, and he never stood out in my head and went, "Oh, that kid right there."
Yeah, but he's fast.
He's fast.
And
he is fast.
I hear he's got a good glove. He's got a great arm.
He's
got a great arm.
He does read the ball well.
He
reads the ball well. But
that sounds like several tools.
Yeah, but he's got a great arm, but he needs to go and he needs to practice on hitting if he plans on having any kind of baseball career. So I think that with winning the Heisman, even if he doesn't win the national title, I think he's going to this probably be his last year playing football.
Right.
Which is probably better for him.
It's way better.
So he can't be Deion, he can't be Bo?
Not as a quarterback. Maybe if he moved to wide receiver, but
which they'd be willing to do.
The money won't matter because Bo Jackson was a superstar baseball player who was a top pick, but Deion was a utility man. Deion was a pinch runner. And the guy come in
when the center fielder didn't feel like playing today.
Yeah.
And he played leadoff every now and then. He lead off.
And I mean, even Bo hit home runs every now and again, but Bo couldn't hit.
Whoa, you watch your mouth.
Man, Bo didn't hit for average.
Watch your mouth.
Now, he would have been a great hitter, but Bo didn't hit for average.
Bo would have, but that's because he didn't play enough.
And that's my point on Tyler Murray. So if Tyler Murray wants to live up to being a first-round draft pick in baseball, he needs to start playing baseball now, okay? And so I think he's going to leave Oklahoma. And, that, like I say, that makes me think about some scenarios. Another Texas kid, a Houston area kid, Jalen Hurts in Alabama. Right, he's going to be graduating in 2.5 years. He's on schedule to graduate in December.
So what kind of classes they taking in Alabama?
What do you think?
What does he study? What is his major in? Football? Good Lord.
It should be, yeah.
He took his finals 2 years ago when he won the national championship.
And actually, he's graduating with
2.5 years?
He graduating with a master's.
No.
This is his grad. This is his grad
Stop
thing.
it.
I
No.
Even them Duke players got to do 3 years, and they doing sociology.
No. It's his bachelor's of whatever, and it's probably sociology or African American studies. I mean,
African American studies?
Yeah.
That
So
boy
he gotta be
Darren
a master
Sproles
at that,
is
right?
Or
bringing out the
kinesiology,
time
possibly.
machine.
One of those athlete majors. But
That boy Darren Sproles bringing out the
either way
time
it goes,
machine.
with the new rules, he can transfer,
Right.
and there's a spot open.
So if he graduates in 2.5 years, does that mean he has 2 years eligibility left?
That boy Darren
I would
Sproles.
imagine so. How many
Because
years did he play?
according to the rule is if you graduate
No. He
with
wouldn't.
a year of eligibility, you
Yeah.
can play your
No.
last year.
He's played 3 years, so he's gonna have 1 year of eligibility.
Okay, he's gonna have 1 year of eligibility.
And what better place to spend
I know,
that than
right?
in Norman,
That 1
Oklahoma?
year.
So you're saying Jalen Hurts is going to? Are you saying it now? You're predicting
Bet that up.
Jalen Hurts, the
Bet-
pride of Channelview, Texas,
Yeah.
Put it
is
on.
going to transfer
Put it on the West.
to Norman, Oklahoma, and play for the Oklahoma Sooners,
What's a better scenario for him?
and lead them to another national championship?
What's a better scenario for him?
I
I think that fits perfectly.
He
It
going
makes
to the
sense to
pros
me.
right now.
I think that's a win-win for him.
hey.
That
And
would
it's,
be
it's a
good.
win-win for Oklahoma.
But
and
what does
him.
that say about the dude playing behind Kyler Murray? Because Kyler Murray waited his turn.
Yeah, but do you know his name?
I have no idea.
mean-
Did I know Kyler Murray's name?
Yeah,
Came in
I did.
too.
He's probably a
Yeah,
four.
He was the dude that played garbage minutes when they took Baker Mayfield out.
No, he's not.
That is who Kyler Murray
He's
was.
the
Kyler Murray came
he's
from
the
Kevin
five-star
Sumlin, the five-star that
recruit
left
that
A&M.
left A&M when
And-
Oh,
Kevin
see,
Sumlin.
You're right. You're
That's
right.
who everybody-
he sure is.
he was
I
the kid
forgot
that
about
when-
Kyler Murray was big business.
When
He was the dude
when
that
A&M
left
had
Texas
like
A&M.
when A&M had like 12 quarterbacks.
And they all
I
left.
remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
I think he-
Kevin Sumlin, though.
He's the dude that beat Lamar.
I used to go throw that out there.
Yeah, he is. He killed us.
Oklahoma hasn't
I
had
do
their
remember that now.
quarterback for the last 3 quarterbacks have been, if I'm not mistaken, transferred in to
Yeah.
Oklahoma from somewhere else.
What Kevin Sumlin was doing.
I don't know, but remember he lost.
He
I mean,
lost
he
him, he lost that
he lost
night
Kenny
guy.
Trill.
That's what I'm saying. What?
And that's who he gave the job to, right?
Lord.
He lost that kid that came
Knight.
to Houston and
He
didn't do
lost,
anything. What was his name?
And now he has lost his running back coach, who has now been named the new head
TSU.
coach at Texas Southern
Shout
University, Clarence McKinley.
Yeah, I know, right? Coming back home.
That's a good loss.
Coming back home.
That's a good that boy
extending
coming
the
home.
tree,
JY.
man.
Yeah.
Extending
JY
the tree.
fly.
Yeah.
On the real, Kevin Sumlin doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
He what?
Sounds like a
see
true
his
Bearcat
recognition?
fan.
Hey,
That sounds like a homer all
I
the
know,
way.
right? Now
As
he's
you could
doing-
tell, this gentleman he attended the University of Arizona,
Hey.
and he can't be serious saying he's
hey,
doing this thing.
he's giving people many jobs. That's why he's doing
Oh,
this
okay.
thing.
The Tony Dungy thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
okay,
the-
okay.
not the
I mean-
football
Well, in
side,
that
so.
case,
Hey, we can't help that our kicker couldn't kick straight
Ah,
to win the game against ASU.
okay, what about
Another
the other
one.
one?
But hey,
yeah. What about the other guy? What about the U of H guy?
coming to third
He
ward,
said-
I was very upset about that. But they said Tate was not looking quite
That
healthy.
Tate wasn't healthy. He wasn't.
So,
He wasn't. I watched that game. He wasn't healthy.
So I mean, what can you say?
As if it would have mattered.
I don't think he was.
Yeah,
At least at that point, not at that point of
The
the
way
year.
the way U of H was scoring that day, it wouldn't have mattered nothing.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered a lick. But speaking of the playoff, well, the alleged playoff. I mean, I would love to talk about the actual playoffs in college football, but I'm not going to waste everybody's time. Me and Adara
You
talk
meaning
about
the real
Yeah.
playoffs?
Yeah,
the,
but me and
division-
Amari-
the
I mean-
FCS
Yeah,
division.
yeah, but me and Hadara talk about that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, so who do y'all got?
First off, what bowl games are you watching? There's so many of them. Who's watching? I'm not watching U of H and Army.
I am.
I'm not watching Memphis. And,
I love option football.
And I don't even know who Memphis is
I
playing.
do miss
Excuse me, my bad. Update: Steelers are still losing to the Oakland
Oh,
Raiders.
Lord.
That's all right. They're gonna make the playoffs.
Hadara's contenders.
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
The team who can't
Are
be
you
beat
kidding
in-
me?
The team who can't be beat in Pittsburgh, right?
What?
They've lost.
Man, stop it. Who
Game
lost?
over?
Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh lost?
15 seconds left.
Yeah, they lost.
That's okay.
Well, no, they have the ball.
Look, I'm talking like I'm a
They
Steelers
have the
fan. I'm
ball.
not
Yeah,
even
you
a
really
Steelers
are.
fan. But anyway,
Roethlisberger's been known to do some
I guess I
things.
just want to be right so bad.
He believes in Ben Roethlisberger.
I definitely don't believe in Ben Roethlisberger. But anyway, so now the college playoff.
Okay,
Who you say who we got in the college playoff?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at the current trend and how they just continue, I mean, absolutely continue to give Alabama national championships.
Oh, good.
I mean, you know.
I'm gonna have to go with the University of Alabama.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they have given Alabama championships. I have seen Alabama lose to a team in the championship and have a chance to play them a second time and win the national championship.
Yeah. Not even go to the conference.
Not even
championship
go
game.
to their conference championship game.
Yeah, so I mean, it really.
So you wasn't the
it's
best team in your conference, but you was the best team in the nation? Stop it.
Yeah, it's
sad.
yeah,
Hypocrisy.
It's sad.
it's
bro.
the only level of football
It's not a
where
playoff.
there's no
man.
playoffs.
There's
So.
no playoffs. Throughout their whole career, they play a playoff
recycling
game.
the
A
same
playoff
money.
series.
I love college football, but it's an exhibition more than anything.
Right? It's
Recycling.
training camp.
A large amount of the games are exhibition
It's
games.
preseason. That is exactly what it is. It's preseason for the NFL.
It's training camp.
It's a draft combine.
Exactly.
That's what the bowl season is. That's what the playoff is. It's a draft combine. They looking at
It's simulation.
yeah.
Simulation games.
God. Anywho, Lamar, what's your 2 cents?
Well, my 2 cents is the landscape of boxing, man. Everybody, because this Floyd thing is going so crazy. There were some good boxing matches last night.
Yeah, we checked out some.
Well, Lomachenko
Go.
and Pedraza. Hey, my boy got for 12 rounds got beat down, but hey, it was a good one. He hung in there. He had heart.
He was
Is
dominant.
that what you call it?
Little man got heart. Little man got heart.
Is that what you call it?
Hey,
You know,
he
at
did
the
his
risk
thing.
of being, towing the line, I told you, them Latin fighters, man, they too stupid to know when they hurt. I don't know if that's
man.
heart. I just think you might just be dazed and confused.
And at 122, Navarrete upset Dogbo.
Yeah, the Ghani, man. I was
Dogbo
rooting for my
or
boy. I done
Dogboe.
watched him a couple of times.
Dogboe. To unite the belts there. So it was some good fights. One dude got knocked out in 44 seconds.
Yeah, it was bad. It was ugly. For those of you who have not seen the knockout from last night, please go watch the knockout.
It was nice. So
Matter of fact, I think I'm going to find it and I'm going to upload it on our Twitter page.
Yeah, I think that dude's got it.
I'm going to put it on our Twitter page.
everybody
Yeah,
talks
no
about
business.
how it's been going down, and all these old boxers are trying to hold on so long. That these up and comers, they're actually pretty good. They're pretty skilled, They're pretty well skilled, and they put on some good. Their personalities may not be where everybody wants them to be. They're not the showman yet. They don't really know the business like that. But sports wise and physically wise and skill wise, they're a very good group. And especially to come off the back, the Wilder fight. To see these fights here, it was really good to see.
Yeah, and
Pittsburgh
for it to
lost.
be on free TV, pretty much.
I know,
For it
right?
to be on
Free
cable
TV.
TV. That's
it was
huge.
great.
Well, I told you, that's getting ready to change, especially with the zone coming up, man. They finna change the whole
Yeah,
game.
I saw
with
a
that.
commercial on that. Was
But that ain't
wild
free, though.
today.
It is free. The zone is gonna be free.
You're not gonna pay a monthly subscription.
Well, you're not gonna have to pay for
Yeah, you're not gonna pay the pay
championship
per
fights. Let me
view,
put it
but
that
you're
way.
gonna be.
Yeah, you're not gonna play pay per view. Let me put it that way. You're not
ESPN
gonna
is
pay.
gonna be doing those type of fights, though. They say every
Right, on
week.
ES
'Cause
well,
I know
they've
got the
been
twins.
doing that.
They got the Charlo twins that they supposed to be.
The Charo,
featuring.
yeah,
Charlo.
yeah. They've been doing that though. So I mean, yeah.
They need to bring
Why
it
you-
back. That's how boxing was.
And then to go that
thriving.
that
it was free.
for those to be pretty much the last fights of the year. That was some good fights to build up until the new year, especially January 19th, the Bronner Pacquiao fight, which Everybody listening, 92kels.com. We'll be fight casting that fight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got
We'll be
another
fight
fight
casting
night
that
show.
fight. So
Second
yeah,
one.
hey.
Oh, no, you can't take that.
January 19th,
Dak just
Pacquiao Broner.
killed.
Special edition of the Garage Apartment.
Can't take this.
Okay, real quick.
What's up?
Can we break that down for a second?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's up with it?
Because that's real interesting to me. That fight, the dynamic of it.
Oh, the Bronner Pacquiao fight?
Yeah.
It has several different lines
Yeah,
that
yeah.
explored.
It came out of nowhere. For
It
me,
did,
honestly.
right. I mean, hey, hey,
Talk about
the
hanging
Philippine people may need some money in their budget right now.
Well, who you got?
on. I have no idea.
Hey, I have
Let me check his age first.
I have Pacquiao's 40.
I have Pacquiao
Pacquiao's
by
40.
decision.
40.
Who you got, D?
I'm not sure. I would have to probably just go.
Y'all got Pacquiao?
I'd probably
Yeah, I
go
do.
Broner.
I
I
think
wouldn't.
all
I'd go
three
Broner.
are
There's
out
no
of your
way.
mind. In fact, I'm going
If
to
he
put
loses to the
money
40-year-old,
on that.
that's.
Are you really?
Along with the Texans being pretenders.
Oh, here you
and
go.
I think I'm going to just walk out of here with pockets full of money.
No, I don't think so.
What? You say Pacquiao is going to beat Adrian Broner? There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Because now, let's think about it. When Broner is focused, which he is going to be because he is going to
you
have
think-
quite a few people,
He was never better than Pacquiao.
he is now.
I hate when people keep saying when Broner is focused.
Yeah, I know.
When is that?
When is that?
I mean,
When
and
he's at
that's
the
the
strip
thing,
club,
though.
at the
When he's
strip.
focused, because when he ain't really been focused in a while. He ain't really been focused, but he gonna be focused for this one because number one, it's big money.
Hey,
Big money.
It's big money. He gonna have a lot of people paying attention,
man.
and this can pretty much salvage his career. He can be able to demand. He can be able to demand.
Hey, I've been where it could have boosted his career in San Antonio when he
Yeah,
fought.
you watched that first L.
Man.
But you know, there's a lot that comes with losing that first L. There's a lot that comes with losing that first L because you now have lost your intimidation factor. Now I don't care what you say. I don't care what you're doing. When you lose your L, you have lost your intimidation factor. I mean, because nobody really believe. I mean, nobody shows up to a fight thinking they're gonna lose. But when you fighting somebody who ain't never lost, trust me, there's some doubt in the back of your mind because you saying, man, I don't know, man, ain't nobody ever beat them before. So half of the battle is just, belief in can I put that L on this boy?
I don't know, because it's weird on Broner. Broner's been quiet, so he might be
has been.
focused. He's been very quiet,
Man,
so he
he
might be
training
focused.
with my man out of St. Louis, Cunningham.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Sphinx. I was like,
Sphinx's trainer.
okay, yeah.
He already in the gym. You know what I mean? He ain't waiting till the last minute.
Hey, we already saw.
I mean, I think he knows that he can't take Pacquiao light.
We saw Freddie Roach's training in the Fury
Fury.
fight.
Man, stop it. Freddie Roach, come on.
Freddie Roach had an excellent game.
I don't believe
Stop
in
it.
him.
Pacquiao is
believe
the
him in
reason
leader.
Freddie Roach is who he is. It's not Freddie Roach making Pacquiao who he is. Stop it.
I believe.
Stop it.
I
Because
don't
all
believe
those
in him
other fighters that Freddie Roach seems to be training, why we don't ever talk about them? Because they always get their butts whooped. They get their
Nobody's
butts
100%.
whooped.
I mean, all
You
fighters.
ain't got to be 100%, but
Training
come on, you
Freddie
got to
Roach.
be better than 0%. Now, I ain't saying he's 0% either, but I don't know.
Yeah, this.
Why you think boxing has lost its notoriety and its prestige though? Like, why is it not
because
what it used to be?
because boxing is actually an intelligent sport.
Boxing is actually an intelligent sport.
Yes.
Some people would beg to differ.
they
Anybody who
would.
volunteers
I mean,
to go get punched in the face might say that's not.
Well,
very
nobody said
intelligent.
the fighters were intelligent. No, it's the
It's the reason why it's called a sweet science.
yeah, it's
Sweet
a chess
science.
match.
It's an intelligent. It's chess. You have to think.
Well, yes, you definitely have to continue to make adjustments throughout the fight.
People who don't like boxing don't like thinking. They just want to see somebody get knocked out.
Everybody who does like I feel you.
Well,
That's
you can
a
say the
very
same
good
thing
game.
about
Yeah.
football, but football has gigantic notoriety.
No, but football.
Because all the same people who like to watch people get knocked out in boxing want to see people they like to see the carnage that comes with football.
Yes, but they don't. If you talk to them about a football game, they have no clue what they're talking about.
Well, I always said that football is the modern day chess.
It
that
is.
Truly
There's
a
a
chess
lot of
game.
people that
It's
have no
war
idea what
games.
they're watching.
It's war
football.
games. They're just cheering. They see a brand and they're cheering for it because the next man's cheering.
I think I just think it's not accessible to the masses. Like
What? It's international. Boxing is international.
Yes.
but it's
Okay.
not
Bad
accessible.
boxing is accessible. I'm not gonna say bad boxing, but the championship boxing is not accessible to everyone. It's a pay-per-view event most times.
Oh, boxing's available. It's World Star.
Well,
That's
you
free
can always
boxing.
find that. They'll put the undercard on FS1, and then they'll move the good fights to the pay-per-view, which means that you're creating a niche. You're creating just a certain amount of people who can follow you, who will always go to you at one point in time, and that's eliminating too many people.
You talking about MMA? What?
I'm talking about boxing. That's why
Boxing.
boxing is, in my opinion, taking a downturn.
Because of that. Okay.
As opposed to when they were on regular TV, even HBO Showtime.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
That
think
alone puts you
ESPN
in more homes.
Yeah, but what ESPN's doing now, in moving to boxing, and giving those fights away basically for free, like last night, and then
But they used to do that back in the Gap anyway.
Yeah, they
Friday
did.
Night Fight.
They did. But as soon as everything decent became a pay-per-view,
They would.
yeah, I think it was.
So how much is that the impact? How much of that is the impact from MMA though?
Well, why boxing is?
Yeah.
I think a bit of it is. I think MMA, like what you talking about, boxing being an intelligent sport. One of the things about MMA is people think they can do it.
Right.
So it looks like a street fight. So, okay.
Everybody thinks they can do it.
Number one is the propensity to see blood. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
you're going to see blood. You're going to see somebody get an elbow.
Right.
And you might see somebody,
Literally be knocked almost to death.
Yeah, and then pounded upon when he's on the ground.
Yeah.
And then while he's unconscious, take a couple of more.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
I think that, and then so many people think they can do it and want to do it. I mean, you just see them walking around. I don't even like to go out no more half the time because dudes in MMA MMA shirts and stuff. Right?
But I mean, MMA.
Hey,
They can do
you
it.
walk out and
And
see
when you
dude, dude with the cauliflower ear. Do not fight.
Well, no,
yeah.
definitely not him.
Walk
But
the
I'm just
other
talking
way.
about when you even see street fights anywhere, or if you've been in places where you've seen a fight, you see how many people go for the rear naked choke, like out in the streets now. I've seen that live a couple
No,
times.
I
I'm like, look at him. He's doing
I mean, but MMA tickets better, right? Their fighters are becoming way more notarized.
Yeah. And then
way
at the
better
grassroots
known.
level too, because you got local promotions that put on shows locally.
And MMA is nowhere
Live.
close to where it was initially. At least the UFC wasn't. The UFC was literally, you brought whatever style of fight that you had, and you sit up here and you finna fight whatever is in front of you, and we're gonna see who is the ultimate fighter.
yeah,
Boxing versus jiu-jitsu.
yeah. Well, you found out that karate don't work, Kung Fu and Taekwondo don't work.
Yeah,
You try to wrestle and tackle.
You found out that
Your
don't
karate
work.
suit will
Yeah.
get snatched
Yeah.
up and,
Yeah.
and slammed upon.
Yeah, that's what UFC 1 did for me. I saw that and I was like, so.
Remember
look at
that
this
started
shit.
off on pay-per-view only.
Yeah. You say, man, karate does not work.
Remember when it was a tournament?
Karate will get your
That's what I'm
ass whipped.
saying, and dudes were literally fighting to the death. It was like blood sport in real life.
They would fight all night. You had to fight
Yeah,
whoever
you
won.
had to
They
fight
would-
multiple
fought
fights.
You
Yeah.
had to fight all night. That's what I'm saying. You were literally fight. It was blood sport.
was
Yeah.
crazy.
All you was waiting on was John Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, that's what it was, the kumite. Yeah, and that's and that's why jiu-jitsu prevailed, because you didn't take as much punishment. So it was Royce Gracie.
Mark
for that.
Cooper has 9 catches for 202
Yeah, I know
yards.
he's going off.
Yeah, but right now they still playing though, cause
Yeah, they
tied.
are, but look here, they're in field goal range.
Oh, a field goal.
So now you're listening
Yeah,
to
it's
the
gonna win
Garage
the game.
Apartment. We here each and every Sunday, 6 to 7 Central Standard Time. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. subscribe to our YouTube page.
Live right now.
Absolutely, we're live right now. My 2 cents.
Yes.
What's your 2 cents, bro?
Yes. What is your 2 cents?
What is your 2 cents, bro?
The Houston Rockets are bad.
Oh, here we go.
The Houston Rockets are bad.
Hey, you know why?
And I guess
You know why?
why?
Because their best player is
Okay,
from
that's-
ASU.
Let's be
Not a
serious.
legitimate reason there.
I'm very serious, honestly.
But I mean, I think it's so shocking because they were one game away from knocking off.
A quarter.
They're
Knocking
always one
off.
game away with
Knocking
him.
off.
Always with him, one game away.
And
But
now the
no.
window's closed.
No, I actually beg to differ. You never one game away with him because people get mad at me, and don't get me wrong. I like James Harden, but James Harden is not an MVP, man.
Yes, he is.
James Harden is not a MVP.
He is
Well,
the-
he was last
Wait,
year.
stop. He was named MVP. Yes,
Okay,
he was.
but that
Stop
makes him an MVP then.
Stop it. First off,
That's how you become an MVP.
we got to remember most valuable player, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always mean best player either.
No.
James Harden is not even the best player on the Rockets team. He is by far the best offensive player. He is by far the best offensive option for the Houston Rockets. He is not the best player on the team. Anybody that can't play defense,
Yeah, and who is that?
you got to remember. No,
Who's the best player?
let's be real about it now.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
I'm really interested.
A couple years ago, a few years ago, was he not the laugh of the league about his defense? Right?
I mean, everybody
Sure.
was.
He's still the
They
last
couldn't.
in the league about his
Every time he faces elimination, he comes up real small.
Uh-oh. It's 4th and 1.
He comes up real small. He went 41-41 one year with Dwight Howard and a so-so team.
Oh, they're not going to kick
Dwight
this?
Howard. We'll get to that one later.
And I remember a couple years ago when they were asking him to take over against the Golden State Warriors. All he did was turn over the ball.
6 turnovers.
And don't forget against the Spurs, he came up real small.
And then last year.
And then last year they go 0-29.
Okay, so can I say something? You brought up 4 or 5 cases. Okay. This man plays 82 games a season.
Okay.
Yeah, 43 minutes.
The MVP award is a regular season award.
Yeah.
All those cases you brought up were not. But 82 games a season, this man is exceptional. Okay? Even if he plays no defense, his offense is so superior, in which case it allowed the past tense, because this year is kind of struggling. It allowed us to be the number 1 seed, number 2 seed.
They allowed the Rockets to be the number
The
one
Rockets,
seed.
yeah, excuse me, to be the number 1 or the number 2 seed.
You
So
sound like a homer.
I am a Rockets fan,
Yeah.
and I am a James Harden fan.
Yeah, I know.
All the
and-
nights listening to World Be Free.
And
you
so
know, them.
last year, he was truly the MVP. He was the best player on the team. He was the most valuable player in the league. As you said, it's not about being the best player. It's about being the most valuable player. So he deserved to have the award last year. Where has he been? Where's that guy been this year?
Yeah, so where did that guy just all of a sudden become this guy this year?
He's-
Because now y'all are in 14th. You guys.
Yes,
This is weird.
and looking like we might be down there for a little bit if the Spurs, unless we can beat the Spurs,
Yeah,
because they're
thank God
trash
for the
as
Suns.
well. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
So
this
how
year,
does that guy, because he's healthy, right? He's supposed to be healthy
I
this
mean,
year.
always
How does that guy become this guy this year?
because the team
He went to the University of
the
Arizona.
team has not been the same. The man is leading the league in points, if I'm not mistaken. Second in the league in points. He's still scoring. He's still putting up his triple doubles. But they're giving up 140 points a game.
Because his defense is still doing what it does.
His defense
Now,
has
granted,
been
last
trash.
year he
If your
played
defense
better.
was
He
trash
played
then,
better
and your
defense.
defense is trash now, that's not the problem.
But does that make you MVP?
Yes, because with your trash defense, you're giving me 30 points, you're
Yeah,
giving me
I know.
15 assists,
It's
and
give
you're
and
giving me
take.
10 rebounds. You're responsible for 80 points of the game.
These things were never said about LeBron James.
What?
Because he had a trash team.
Because he
What,
played
about
defense.
LeBron's
But they
defense?
were saying he wasn't clutch. They were saying he couldn't shoot jumpers. But he played defense, so that wasn't said. But they still say he can't shoot well.
Man, the plus minus is off the charts with LeBron. And I ain't just talking about over replacement. I'm talking about with his teams. He takes horrible teams and makes them contenders immediately.
He's 6'7",
If James
250.
Harden doesn't do that, is he really an MVP? Jordan did the same thing.
He's 6'7",
Who else could
250.
we say? Maybe we could say Russell Westbrook.
So if James
maybe.
Harden wasn't on the
you
team,
can't
you
say.
think that they would still be?
Absolutely not. I said he by far he is.
Do you think
he
they-
is
yeah.
by
They'd be
far
under the-
one of
the
the best
Suns, bro.
offensive players? He is by far one of the best.
They'd have a
offensive
good
players.
chance of being 11-14 if he wasn't on the team.
No, they would not.
Yeah. They definitely have a chance of being
They would
11
have a
14.
good
They
chance
have a
of being
damn good
4
chance
and
of being
22.
11-14.
That's what they would have.
If he weren't on, do you think they'd be with?
They'd be on Zion watch at that
Man,
point.
they'd
in time.
be. They on Zion watch.
That would be exceptional, though. Let's get Barrett. We don't want Zion.
They're on lottery watch now.
RJ Barrett. That'll work, though. I mean, we
They're
might as
on
well
lottery
take out this
watch
rest of
now.
the season. Well, Chris Paul is too old, though, to really waste the season for him. They can still win 48 games, bro. We get in the playoffs, anything can
Who
happen.
gonna win 48 games? The same Rockets that let Lukey, baby.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
Lukey just
Hey,
took
DRC.
over
Twice,
last
though.
night.
Twice.
DRC.
He's
Ask
dominated them
Sadari,
2 times.
Ask Sadari, what hat you wearing today?
I was going to mention that as well. This man that has no love for the
First
best
off, now,
player
wait.
the Rockets
We will
have had since Elijah
We will
won.
not mislead, Your Honor. We will not mislead the jury. I am a Rockets fan. However, I am also a realist.
A realist,
And I
yeah.
have seen this too many times.
So was last year an unsuccessful year for you? Was
Absolutely,
last year
yeah,
not
absolutely.
spectacular?
Last year was a failure.
Oh, my goodness.
Last year was a failure because the whole reason that you go get Chris Paul is to win the NBA championship. You set yourself up. Now, granted, they came up short due to untimely injuries.
Because
but
the man
if
they
you
went
are
and got
shooting,
sat down.
if you were shooting 29 3-pointers and you have not made any of them, do a pump fake and go to the freaking rim.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh!
Sorry. That was like fight night.
Now
That
you're
was like
talking
fight
about
night.
the culture. Now you're talking
That was a
about
fight
the
night
strategy.
reaction.
That's what they did. They shot
Oh,
3-pointers.
So those of you who are wondering, we just watched the
Yeah, I know.
conclusion of the Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys-Eagles game
On
as Amari Cooper gets
A tip pass through
A
the
tip pass.
defensive back's
Man,
hands.
if you started Amari Cooper this week,
Yes. Or
Boy.
Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott probably put up about 500
or what's
yards.
my man in Tennessee?
Who is Dallas number 2
oh,
receiver?
yeah, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Oh my God! If they were all on the same team, you might have set a record this
That
week.
was
huh?
such a terrible pass.
That was,
Yeah, I know. Everything about that
What was the
read,
route as
everything
well,
about
though?
that
Like,
was
he's
wrong.
looking like he's running a comeback, and then he's going
Yeah.
back out on. Oh, that's good
man.
defense, actually, but better offense. So,
Nah, lucky.
Yeah,
Cowboys
sometimes it's
won.
better to be lucky than it is to
It
be
is
good.
better.
Cowboys
That
won.
ain't no
Texas.
better
It's
offense.
a
That was
bad
luck.
night. It's a
Amari
bad night
Cooper.
down there.
Anyway,
Yeah.
NBA got many new up and coming stars coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
So
The whole league got better.
the league did get better.
and will continue to. And then once they get rid of the one and done, it'll probably go back the other way.
You think so?
But it's America, baby.
Yes.
That's what
Zion
it's for.
Williamson is coming.
Yeah.
Is he
And
going
I'm
to be
sad
better
about
than?
that. They all need to stay 3 years, if you ask me.
Is he going to be better than that boy in New Orleans?
Who was
I don't
the boy
even
in
see.
New Orleans?
Randall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he gonna be better.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
seems to be
saying
a
it.
little more fluid than
I
Randall
don't. Can he
was
shoot?
with the
I've
ball.
never seen him
No.
shoot a jumper.
No.
So Zion?
So
Yes.
again,
Can he shoot?
No.
So is he
I
going
mean, can he even
But that is a learned trait,
jump
my friend.
up
You can
and
learn
flick
that.
his wrist in the shooting motion?
Yes, oh, he's not folks.
So
he's
again-
not folks. He does have the ability
Yeah.
to get the shot off, you know, but
Like I have never even seen him shoot
Hey,
a jumper.
Tell me something. How do those people still have a job?
Oh.
Who drafted folks?
I don't think they do.
Who
That was
drafted
Colangelo, right?
Oh,
If that was Colangelo, he's gone. Rightfully so.
man, you.
Yeah, that was a bad
That's underestimating.
Same way that you can draft Anthony Bennett
That's underestimating the psyche.
to match up with Kyrie Irving, and he doesn't even. I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
Who is this?
Anthony Bennett. Pretty
Oh
sure
yeah,
he's
from
not in the league
from
anymore.
UCLA. I mean, not from UNLV.
Yeah.
UNLV. that's
UNLV?
right, yeah. Number 1 overall.
Hey,
Getting
Kwame
that
Brown. I
paper.
mean, you gonna always have some misses.
Yeah, you.
You know, Kwame Brown.
We know
Who
Kwame
else?
Brown. That was just Michael Jordan. Poor talented
Michael Olawakande.
wait. You're always gonna have some misses?
You gonna always have some misses.
Philly had like 8 years of
Yeah.
misses.
This is true.
So you would think you'd hit one.
And then they
They
passed
did
up
hit
on
one. They got
Brandon
Joel
Ingram,
Embiid.
right? They hit on
Again,
two.
you
But
would think.
Oh
you
no,
would hit
you're
one.
not gonna sit here and say Joel Embiid is not
Right.
not
Joel
is
is the
becoming
truth.
a star.
Is becoming
Joel
a
is
star.
trust the process.
Joel Embiid has 2 more years
You out
before
of
his
your
knees
mind.
go out.
Well, that man.
And
that's
then
just a big
then
man
what?
I mean,
No,
yeah.
man.
I mean, look
That
at y'all
could happen
Ming.
at
Y'all
any
Ming
time.
played 5 years and got in the Hall of Fame.
Hold on now.
Anyway.
You are not going to down talk Yao
So
Ming.
you saying Yao Ming belongs in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yes.
The Yao Ming is not the NBA. I mean, the Hall of Fame is not the NBA Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
we've
bro.
talked about that before.
It's a basketball Hall
So
of Fame.
what did he do to get
Yao
in the Hall
Ming-
of Fame? You saying he got in there as a player with China?
He
Yao
brought
Ming
basketball
led
to China,
billions
yeah.
of people
Yeah, he brought
to the
billions of
game.
people.
And
was
the Rockets.
He was the tallest
Yao Ming paid
Chinese
for the hat you
basketball
got
player
on.
ever.
He was.
So he got into the Hall of Fame as a contributor rather than a
No,
player?
no.
No, that's what you're saying. You're
No.
saying he got in the Hall of Fame.
No,
as
his
a
play
contributor.
contributed immensely
The
to
same way that
the
a
sport of
college basketball player who was good in college and was piss poor in the NBA can still get into the Hall of Fame. Because it's not just about what you do as a professional.
Now I understand that, but you're saying Yao Ming. So you, as a professional player,
I'm saying
Yao
he
Ming
was
had
the
a
best player
career.
in China for 10 years, came over here and was the best center in the league for
So wait, okay.
a
so
year
now,
or two.
That means
If we
Starberry's
use,
gonna be
I
out
was
there.
just gonna say, if we use your same argument, that means Stephon Marbury is going into the Hall of Fame.
Stephon
Yeah.
Marbury.
Starberry,
If
come
he
on, man.
plays 20 years over there, yes.
Come on now,
Yeah, but I
Starberry.
mean,
So Carmelo should go to China.
Yes, he should.
No.
Yes, he should.
Well, I mean,
Carmelo
he-
should go to the Lakers so
Honestly.
that Trevor Ariza can come to Houston. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Trevor Ariza gets bought out by Houston or bought out by Phoenix, comes here. Melo goes to L.A.
No, I
Because
can't-
L.A. got a year to blow. They
I
just
can't.
playing right
I
now.
can't take a basketball player. We needed him to score. He's Shane Battier.
We needed all of them.
2.3. You know what I'm saying? Ariza. We needed him to
No,
score.
no.
But Shane Battier was a
We needed him
excellent
last year.
basketball
No,
player.
well, wait.
When-
You gonna stop that too?
When,
Shane Battier
was the
played.
epitome of a role player, bro.
Look,
He is what you
hey.
want in a role player.
Shane Battier was that dude that got in the way, and for some reason, folk gave him calls because they
Oh,
were
no,
like,
no, no,
when
no,
we
no,
had-
because he was
they were like,
When
okay,
we had
dude,
that
'cause you're
champion-
getting on my nerves.
when we had that supposed
Duke
championship run, and we needed him to score.
Who is we?
I mean, the Rockets needed him to score
Thank you.
12 to
Yeah.
15 points.
They did buy him
A game.
initially to be the star.
12 to 15 points.
Shane Battier? Oh.
I thought we were talking about Reed.
Hold on.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Hold on, they
Ariza
picked
was
up
signed-
Ariza to be the star.
They signed Ariza
Nigga,
from
remember when he first
when
came
he
to
won the
Houston?
championship
Okay.
in L.A.
When we got him for
we maxed him out. Not
Ron
maxed.
Artest. Well, we
I'm
didn't
gonna say
trade him
maxed
for
him
Ron
out, but-
Artest. but
Right, Ron
we got
Artest
him
left
to
and
take
we
the
got
role
him.
of Ron
Right,
Artest.
right. Was that?
Yeah, it was
asked-
for him to be the man.
the-
Who was on our team then?
I didn't say it was a good choice. You know
Who
what
was
I'm saying?
who was on the Rockets team then? Who was on the Rockets team then?
Chucky Brown.
Yeah, not Chucky Brown.
Chucky Brown.
Steve Francis.
Chuck Hayes.
You know what I'm talking about? This Catino Mobley. As a matter of fact, they were gone, weren't they?
They were gone.
So
'Cause
yeah, when they
Coutinho
got
was
Trevor
I ain't gonna
Ariza,
get
it
into
was
that.
for him to be the man. However,
I don't
you
remember
cannot underestimate. You cannot underestimate.
But I'm saying,
the
we needed.
contribution he made.
No, I'm making the comparison. When we had that deep playoff run and we needed
When the
Battier,
Rockets had the deep playoff
yes,
run.
we needed Battier to score 12. The reason why we got Ariza again, we needed Battier to score 12 to 15 points that series, and he didn't. So we got Ariza. This same last year, we needed him to score 12 to 15 points, and he missed 8 3-pointers.
I mean,
No, you're not
Sometimes
coming
you
back.
miss, man.
I'm sorry. You're
Sometimes
not.
you
You're
miss.
too old for this sport. Your jumper is broke. You're not even getting on this. You're not getting on the field. No, you're not a defensive specialist. All right, everybody who says Mbatu and all, no,
Ba Mutu.
because they
Mbatu.
all got blown by during that game.
They got blown by last
I
night.
mean, we're creatures of habit here, man. I mean, this
No,
trapped by the
they-
last thing we saw. Like,
Yes, they
there
played
was
good
an
team
excellent
defense, but they
season.
were trash when we needed them.
excellent series that these people put on, and they had a
What
bad
is an excellent,
game.
excellent series? How many did he score? And
not
he
saying
shot
he.
about 8 3-pointers himself.
The Rockets, as in general, like I say, mark it down, put it on the table.
Hey,
48
Trevor
wins.
Ariza on the Rockets right now will look like
42.
Gronkowski playing safety for the Patriots today.
That was a bad.
It's tripping.
Yeah.
bad decision, 'cause Drake ran
Just
right
tripping.
through them.
man, well, we're gonna have to leave
I
it
know.
there, man.
Hey,
Once
man,
again,
check
y'all
us out.
listening to
Every
check
Sunday.
us out. Y'all listening to the Garage Apartment. We're here each and every Sunday, 6 to 7
Be blessed.
Central Standard Time. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
I'm sorry. Hamad told us no. Kevin Martin was the star of that. Kevin Martin was the star of that team.
Appreciate you, Hamad. Hey, check us out
92
again.
Kills.
Y'all be blessed,
That's what I'm
man.
talking
Y'all
about.
have a
We love the
wonderful week.
viewers.
Holla at you.
Love the listeners.
We had to bring Hamad in at some point.